I'd like to hear something about Duterte. What do you think of him?
I think he is the strongest leader we ever have in the Philippines, I think.
Oh, really?
I would not say good, but I would say, it's my personal opinion, I would say he is so much efficient compared to the previous presidents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is his main policy these days?
Oh, you mean so far the accomplishments? Okay, I would only name a few that I think that the country actually needed for a very, very long time. One is the war on drugs.
Drugs, yeah.
This lesson not only the drug addicts and drug dealers, but all the crimes that is associated in drug dealing.
What kind of drug is it?
The most popular called shabu, or the methamphetamine, the white powder thing.
Powder.
That's one, the war on drugs. A second one is his environmental policies. So, say for example in Manila, the Manila Bay, which has been one of the dirtiest bay on the planet for many, many decades or millennium. The very dirty river, he was able to clean it up.
And first about the drugs, how is it the situation just before his presidency?
Well, it was so much rampant. Even elementary students were using, high school students, a lot of them were using, and I know some of them. But I think this time, at least it radically lessened. But there is still even in government offices where many employees are using, and it decreases a lot.
For example, just like city hall, public servants, yeah. How much percent of them?
Okay, so I'm no police nor bureau investigation, but I would say, in my opinion, I would say 60-70% of them would use.
I would say about the human rights, he did a very somewhat cruel method, kinds of.
Yeah, I think if you look at the front of it, if you just look at it, you would say it's against human rights.
Right.
But before he came into this, I just wonder why the human rights didn't come and see how many people were dying and victimized because of drug users, drug addicts, drug pushing. A lot of say just normal people walking on the street being robbed by addicts or those who are selling. So.
And you think Philippines needs that kind of president?
Yes. Definitely, we would need. It has been needed for a very, very long time.
Very long time.
Because the corruption is just eating up the country. It's like a cancer cells.
And you said something about tax gathering from the big companies.
Oh yes, he was able to collect taxes and dues that many big companies in the Philippines were not able to pay or didn't want to pay for a very, very long time. So there are companies that he was able to collect some, and there is still companies he is still collecting at the moment.
About the environment, what is he doing?
He is so much into cleaning up the waste in the country that has been accumulated for many decades or even millennium. Say for example Boracay, one of the tourist spot, and he was able to close down for a couple of weeks just to clean it up. None of the previous presidents ever dare to do such a thing. Manila Bay, in Korea, if we get this Kajok Dungbon. We can get it in minutes.
Right.
But in the Philippines, it's 3 days at the moment. Yeah. But before Duterte, you can imagine if you wait for 2 weeks just to get a birth certificate.
Right.
And so there's a lot of red tapes that were eliminated. And I think this is very good for everyone, for business transactions. It lessens the cost. It's more efficient on all economic activities. And these things, the international people just don't understand. They just look at him like a killer or things, but they have never lived there. They don't know how rampant it is.
Could be kind of a coup d'etat. Yeah.
Of course, there are always a group of people who are against him, yeah.
Right.
But so far, I think one of his wise decisions he made is that choosing his people, his people right around him.
Right.
Those people who believe in his ways, who believe in his intentions, to avoid such. But there are always a group of people who would like to put him down.
Right.
And then he came and made universal healthcare.
Oh, really?
It means everyone has healthcare.
Yeah, very good.
And second one, the education. He believes that education is the future of the country.
Right.
He made the tertiary education, the college education for free, so that people will have chance. Those people who have ambitions, who have a goal in life, without money, will be able to go to college and eventually in the future contribute for the economy of the country. So those are very, very important achievements that he accomplished in very short time. Of course, there are some disadvantages. For example, the professionals, the working class, you would say the working class, would suffer on paying more taxes and contribution. He has these build programs to build infrastructures, at the same time employing millions of people without education but with skill or learning, would like to learn skills. So these are some of his achievements or accomplishments that none of the previous presidents, including Marcos, were able to totally implement or achieve.